What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, VOD reviewing a player who it really looks like this patch has just clicked for him and his LP has started to explode from it. This is Koala Esbelto. If this name is familiar to you, Koala Esbelto is a Brazilian player who has done well in a lot of America's Cups in the past, has even won Cups before, top 2 Cups, things like that. So very, very, very high quality, one of the best players in Brazil. And just look at this patch. AVP 2.9 over the last 20 games. You can see just this LP explosion here starting today on March 10th here. 1074 LP and then all the way up to 1450 LP, almost a 400 LP climb in just one play session of playing a lot of games, a lot of top 4s, a lot of top 1s, a lot of top 3s. And one of the things that really struck me scrolling through this match history here is, yes, there's, some Fast 9 in here. Obviously, we're playing Annie and capping her out with Stream and things like that. But a lot of the firsts are actually on reroll. We have this Leona Malzahar first here. We have this top 3 on this LeBlanc reroll comp here. We have a top 2 here on this Ionia reroll comp. We have another first on Leona Malzahar, 7th on Leona Malzahar. Okay. A top 1 here on Jinx. Koala Esbelto is really thinking about this patch as a quite reroll heavy patch, which is, an interesting sort of like evolution of how I think people have thought about this patch. I think when it was on PBE, a lot of people were saying, this is a Fast 9 patch, especially PBE, where people are not maybe playing the strongest sports. Everybody was going Fast 9, capping out the word insanely high. And then I think people realized, the more that they played, is that these 3-cost reroll lines, the Jinx reroll, the Aura reroll, the this reroll here as well, the Malzahar plus Leona reroll, all really, really solid options. I will say, hilariously enough, by the way, Koala Esbelto does get dropped the Malzahar minions here, but opts to just try to hold on to the rest of this stuff here, holds on to the Kiana pair here, holds on to all of this stuff instead. I guess thinking that we have a good, I was about to say, it must be a good Ionia here if we're going to do this but yeah, I was about to say, are we going to do this? And I watched a game just a second ago from Koala Esbelto. This is the 3rd game in a row that we've VOD reviewed on the channel where somebody has made 10 to start the game off. It just seems like all the best players in their estimation say you must solo out 1-4 if you do not have a god opener here, if you don't have, some insane, early like Kiana 2 or something, because there's so much opportunity cost that you lose out by not doing this. You gain so much gold to start the game with, and this is a patch where you need gold so much. If you're going fast line or you're playing 3-cost reroll, both of these type of lines need a ton of gold to play with, and so making your first 10 right here makes a lot of sense here. You'd love Econ Augment. I will say I am partial to the aura farming. If this is another aura farming game, it'll be an interesting one, at least because it'll be, there's no way we ever take hefty. Oh, we take the hefty rolls here. This is an augment that has been buffed pretty hard. You get 5 gold to start, and you get 9 HP every time you've rolled. So wow, the really nice thing about taking this in the scenario is we make the 20 on 2-1 here. That is a huge amount of gold to work with. And the other really, really nice thing about hefty rolls, this set, I feel like it has been very underplayed. We don't have so much these type of reroll lines. Crew reroll was the one in the past where it was so good with crew reroll because you got all the free rerolls from crew, and there's not really a trait that gives that well that plays into reroll. Obviously Yordle exists, but Yordle throughout the entire set has not really been a reroll trait. It's been more of like a fast 8 style trait. The nice thing though, as we are about to see going into 2-3 here, is there is a trait / unit that does give you a lot of free rerolls this set, and it's Bard. You can reroll when you take this augment every single time you do take it. You should be doing exactly what Koala Esbelto is doing here. Lose the first 3 fights here, and then we're going to roll here, pick up any relevant units towards our game plan. Here we find a Leona, which is fantastic, and then we're going to roll another time here, pick up the Bard, and fit in and a kind of mediocre board, but not too bad, and gonna make our 20 here. So perfectly played game so far. We've already got a few rolls in there, 27 extra HP onto our board, but the big news is that every single time we lose a fight, we're gonna be getting some free rerolls here. I will say our board's actually a little too, oh my god, it's actually, no, I think we're a genius. I think we're just, oh, wait, he wanted to win? Huh. That's shocking to me. I don't understand that, actually. I thought for sure we would prefer to lose this fight here. I'm really surprised he slammed the belt there just to get that win. I guess from the idea that Bard portaling a unit could be quite crucial here. I've never seen Bard portal like a 3 cost this early. I feel like he usually is portaling 1 costs on wins here. But I don't know. If we find a random Leona, then this guy might be the GOAT. Nope. We do just portal in a random... kind of mediocre Jarvan there, so a little bit sad, but all is good. This is really cool from Koala as well, saying, you know what, I'm going to field just really strong units on my board to give myself the best possible odds of farming something. He sees that Kurum is actually lost streaking here. Wow, maybe this is, I think this is why we were more preferential towards actually winning that last fight, because we knew Kurum was in our pool, and we know Kurum is essentially full opening here with Calc loss here. So now we can actually, you know, not actually play for the full open, actually play a decent board with this Draven here. A few upsides to playing the Draven. Number one is he could farm us some gold down the line. And number two is that this actually opens up another reroll option towards us, right? We can play, as we saw in the match history there, this LeBlanc Noxus reroll style with Draven. And so we're kind of flexing both reroll options here. This is something you see out of a lot of the best players, is they don't lock themselves into a reroll option just because we found one Leona. We are still open to playing all of these different other options. And if our next shop has, you know, a couple of Dravens in it, boom, all of a sudden we are off to the races in this line. Though I do think, in the kind of opposite way, we already have Zoe paired and the Leona pair here. I think this amount of high roll is enough to kind of start committing towards this this Targon reroll comp here. So really smart stuff from Koala Esbelto here. Get great drops for minions, man. We have a Warmogs plus a Gargoyle here. And wait, is that Warmogs Gargoyle JG? It is, right? So that is crazy here. A lot of pings going out down here. Not sure. Oh, no! Did Kurum just lose to minions there? Yeah, okay. We don't have to look too hard at this. Sorry. We are going to continue on this board here. Going to make the Gargoyle, going to make the JG. Have to imagine the Warmogs will get finished off here. I don't really know what we're waiting for in terms of slamming this, but I guess the idea is Nashor's is really precious in this comp. So you don't actually want to slam. Wow, makes sense to not slam Warmogs here. You don't really care about winning. You're playing for the loss streak anyway. And yeah, Nashor's is so important onto Malzahar with this JG that you actually would rather not build this this Warmog here. Crazy stuff. All right. Oh my god, that's... I mean, the thing is, this doesn't work with double gargoyles. I'm still pretty sure this augment is completely broken in this comp, so I imagine that's gonna be what we take here. And yeah, it will be the solo plate Leona here. This is the other augment that people talk about so much as just being insane on this line, is solo plate. The idea is Leona, especially after the buffs to her. Now at 3-star, you can see here the damage reduction goes up to 80 flat damage reduction on 3-star. If you're flatly reducing 80 damage and you have a ton of armor and MR to stack up on this, it means a lot of boards are just doing basically no damage to you. You can even see a board like this. We have all this armor and MR reducing the damage, and then after that, we are flat reducing 80 damage. Actually, I think it goes the other way around. I think you flat reduce 80 and then reduce based on armor and MR, because if it went the other way, it'd be kind of broken. But either way, these stats scale multiplicatively with each other, right? It's the same thing as scaling up like DR, HP, all this kind of stuff. Is having flat damage reduction, if you want to call that, like points of damage reduction with things like RNMR is really, 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 really nice. And so that's why people like this augment so much in this line. I mean, this is like, honestly, 2 perfect augments to play this line. Hefty rolls with the loss streak here. The hefty rolls is going to give you more HP, which is going to make the gargoyles go even further. I mean, it's just disgusting here. I will say, obviously, our board's still looking a little bit weak here. Haven't really picked up a Malzahar yet to play around. Haven't really found any upgrades here, but that's fine. I mean, we're totally cool loss streak in a spot like this. Curious to see, do you want to just grab the Nashors here? I guess I would if we could here. If not, I guess I would just grab the Warmogs here, the 4 cost. Looking like he might, yeah, grab the Anima Visage instead here, saying, you know what, the healing's actually more crucial, especially in a spot where I'm already going to have a lot of HP from hefty rolls here, so just the healing is going to make her kind of go infinite. Makes sense. All right. I'm wondering if we, yeah, it's a little greedy to sack, but I mean, there is a lot of upside in it. We're 62 HP because we won at 3-2 and because we won those 2 fights stage 2. If we were on an 8 loss here, I'm sure Koala Esbelto would just go for the roll down here to try to spark the board. But we're not actually that low here. Our board isn't actually that bad. So we might as well actually just sack the 2 rounds and then roll a ton more gold on 7, especially because we don't really have an econ augment this game. Hefty rolls is not really an econ augment whatsoever. Obviously, the solo plate is not an econ augment at all. And we're kind of going to need all the gold that we can get in this spot here, especially, we've talked about this a million times, 3-cost reroll is very, very, very expensive. 27 gold for each 3-star that you are looking for, which it adds up. It definitely adds up. So if you want a 3-star everything, you want a ton of gold here. We would love a last augment like econ augment, maybe something like the one that gives you 2-star 3 costs, and then we just high roll some good units. I mean, that one could be pretty cool. Even just something that gave us some like rolls to play with, though. You don't really want to take like 5-cost dupe augment, stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. We do see a Malzahar here. Big pickup here. We can just start rolling already. No reason not to. Some great hits so far here. Pick up the Malz. We are at this point going to decide to cut the Bard here. Bard just kind of awkward to fit on this board. This is a board that just fits really, really, really nicely with all of the traits and units on it. So you can just cut out of the Bard here. Just beautifully played. Pick up. We really need damage items here. We're going to roll down. Leona 2 is the big thing that we need here. But you do want to use as many rolls as you can in a spot like this. If you have any incentive to roll, you should, because we do have hefty rolls, remember? So every roll is really valuable here. Gonna make the adaptive helm here. Still waiting for the Nashers to show up here because we made the Spirit Visage. But adaptive helm going to be a decent stand-in for now. I imagine we are still going to go for the Nash, but I guess you could also go for the Guard Breaker here if you really want to. But yeah, this is actually also not even the best Malzahar mod here. The Dream is for leeching, but we actually have the Spitter Spines here, which, you know, decent enough, I guess, here. You can take another loss here. Like I said, would love that econ. I think Trifecta, I mean, you just, the only issue with Trifecta is you are playing a 4th 3-cost here in the low risk. For now, this is going to come out, though, so I think you can just take Trifecta here. Gives you some 3-costs to play with. I mean, the main thing is, I think this is solid, and it gives you a little bit of gold to work with. I would take econ over this for sure, though. Earth, not really going to do it. Ascension, I think it is just going to have to be a trifecta here and hope we get something. Oh, we do actually get a real unit here. We get a Malzahar here. And yeah, we're going to continue to roll down there. Find the Seraphine the last second. Big pickup here, and then just going to roll down to 30. Get a few more upgrades, and also continue to, once again, just rolling down to 30 means we get pretty good value out of our hefty rolls here. 180 HP for 20 rolls onto our entire board for a gold augment, plus 5 gold. Not bad, and it's only going to get better as we get further into the game. I think the dream would have been to have more Bard losses and things like that, but it makes sense, right? This board, like we've talked about before, just look how beautifully it fits on level 7. You get to play the Targon units, but then you also get to play this really tight package of Void, Piltover, Disruptor, Defender, Arcanist in 5 units. I mean, 5 units, 5 traits is always really, really, really good. So, I mean, very, very nice trait web here. This is why this comp even exists, because the traits just fit together so nicely here. But yeah, I mean, just perfect augments. The other nice thing for Koala Esbelto in this spot is, because we're basically triple combat here, the first one, I mean, it's a combat augment at the end of the day. Because of that, there are going to be fights this stage that we are just going to straight up win here. We'll see how we do against a Mel Medarda here. It is, not a Mel 2 just yet, which is an upside here, but this is a Garen 2 frontline as well. But you'll see, yeah, I mean, this fight is a dub for us versus Garen 2 versus Mel. I mean, the board was not that weak. All right, let's see if we do prefer the Nash here. And yeah, we do just grab the Nashor's Tooth here. Just so important to get this Mel's casting. And just Nashor's Tooth JG, it's just such a broken combination. And there's nothing wrong with having an adaptive in there, just to generate you a little bit more mana on your auto attacks. So definitely not bad. And I think the dream down the line is to move adaptive over to the Zoe. We're going to roll a little bit here, roll into 40, see what else we can find here. We find Zoe. We're really almost just looking for an excuse to roll. And the second we're one off Zoe 3, we do have that excuse. So we're just going to roll it down all the way to 10 gold here. We don't hit, but once again, it almost doesn't matter that we don't hit. Obviously, you'd prefer to hit, but this allowed us to roll down to 35 rolls, 315 HP onto our entire board. Now we're getting really, really crazy. And because we're on a 2 streak, there is a lot of value in the power of just having a strong board that is made stronger by having this extra HP sitting on it, especially once again with the solo plate here. You have such a tank Leona here, one off everything here. So I could see this just being a roll down to 3 gold here. I don't quite like the roll to 0 for this reason, that now we actually have to lock shop here. But, it is, at the end of the day, not that much value of gold here, and a lot of value in hefty rolls, up to almost 400 HP from our hefty rolls here. So just beautiful stuff here. And we are on a 3 streak. We'd love to keep it. I don't know that we can beat a Kaisa 2 with 3 items, or Rift Herald 2 with 2 items here. A Volibear here. I think this is where our win streak comes to an end here. pretty rough. I think the other reason why we rolled so deep is because we're so low, right? We're down to 21 after that loss. If we could have afforded to win that fight, if, you know, rolling was the difference between winning or losing, I certainly see why we rolled that deep. But hey, we have the Leona here. The dream is to hit everything else. We do find another bow here, so could maybe be a Nash into finishing out our items. Sadly, this chain vest is going to have to be something. We do find this, and we do find that. All right, we make it there. I mean, I was looking at GS, but it's just, what does the chain become here? I guess it's going to be, yeah, I mean, actually, I like this a lot. Nash, and then Edge of Night is our other slam here. Edge of Night, you know, not the best offensive item, but hey, versus something like a Fizz actually might end up being quite relevant here. And the Nash JG, this is the Turbo BIS Malz. But you'll see, look at our Leona, man. She's just eating the Vhagar ults like a champ. She's just taking no damage. And this is where the solo plate gargoyle idea plus Leona just being unbelievably tanky comes into play here. We do actually unlock Skarner, funny enough, off of the Edge of Night Slam onto the Zoe, so that's something. I don't know that we really care about it that much. The thing about this comp is your level 8 is basically non-existent, so something like a Skarner or a Taric is a good in, so we could hold on to it. The problem is, you know, it's going to cost us a little bit of gold here. Rotate into this board. Once again, I mean, how is a Mel 1 and even a Seraphine 2 or 3 items, how are these guys ever going to kill this Leona? I mean, look at this. We are 25 seconds into the fight, and the Leona's just sitting here. I mean, still 40% HP. I mean, the unit is just completely unkillable after these buffs to her. Malz does so much damage. The Zoe helps out a lot as well. I mean, this board is just beautiful, and I really, really liked the augment choices from Koala Esbelto this game, and just showing that early making 10 was so crucial as well. All of this has come together so nicely into just an amazingly strong board, and at this point, all we got to do, solo frontline the Leona, don't accidentally lose out on her solo plate value, let Malz do his thing, and yeah, I mean, think about a level 8. Our next item that we need is obviously a Zoe item. Talked about this the first time we've auto-reviewed this comp, but one of the other really nice things about this comp is you got your anti-heal covered in Leona, and you got your MR shred covered in Zoe. So what do you even need to build? I mean, you just need to build items. Just build items for everybody. Damage items, tankiness items. There's nothing really more than you need other than that, which is, I mean, it's a great spot to be in a comp where you don't have to worry about either of those things being built here. So yeah, just amazing spot to be in. We're still probably, yeah, sitting at the 387. We haven't actually rolled again since we hit everything. So almost 400. Once again, if you think about the true combat value of an augment that just gives you 400 HP to your team, I mean, you think about something like a cybernetic bulk, which doesn't exist this set, but that augment was like 300, maybe like 2 something HP. And that's obviously the downside of it. Only goes onto your units with items onto them. Now, the upside is you can get that sooner than the hefty rolls here. But hefty rolls, one of the higher cap augments in the game, especially if you can get a lot of these free rerolls, just because, once again, we're getting essentially cybernetic bulk value onto our entire board here, and we're going to get even more as the game goes on. We're going to roll down here. Last roll picks up the Taric here. I think his idea is that we have some scary people in our pool here, and we would really like to win this fight here. Kurum looks very, very strong here, so we'll, why don't we do a check on Kurum's board, actually, after this fight here, because we haven't really... I mean, in these type of oddities, I don't check in with everybody. But once again, I mean, all of these fights, Leona hasn't died. I mean, the unit is just not vulnerable at all here. We'll see what Mr. X can do here in this spot. Level 9, 32 gold. Looking for the level 10 and just a very strong Void board here. Made it to the Ziggs 2, made it to the Volibear 2. So quite tanky. Neko, this board, we saw last fight. Really just does not look like that fight is winnable whatsoever. And we will reach our last item here. I will say there's not much to do with it. I guess you could move Edge of Night and build something slightly better. Like you would want to build like Protector's Vow onto somebody. Yeah, but I don't know who. Like you want to throw it onto a Swain, but we're not even playing Swain. So yeah, I guess it's just going to go on Taric, which is like... it's kind of whatever. All right, swap to the left, swap to the right here. Just trying to make sure we don't get like wrapped on by anything scary here. Volibear is going to aggro onto Leona, and we'll see. Can Leona tank through all of this? Because this board has an insane amount of damage. She's doing a great job so far, but she is going to go down soon, but not soon enough. We are going to win the fight against Kurum and start our full streak here. 6 win streak in this spot. I mean, really smart of Koala Esbelto to pick up on the Taric here. I think, yeah, we should probably just swap in the Shiv here over the Taric, though it looks like he's actually thinking that the MR is better than the Dragonborn. I'm actually quite surprised by this, especially because both the boards we are fighting are AP here, so I guess his thought is that 10 MR is better than the DR off of Dragonborn, 8% DR. I would think that this Leona has so much MR that it actually isn't, but I mean, all right. I mean, he's the beast here in this spot here, and you could be afraid of Shyvana casting, but actually with Protector's Vow, I don't think you have to worry about that at all. She's going to cast very, very, very quickly here. So, okay. I mean, either way, the MR is obviously highly valuable versus both of these boards. 2 MR, very important boards because they are all magic damage essentially. Kurum, some physical damage from the Volibear here, but the Ziggs and the Kai'Sa, so much magic. We can actually check out the damage here, and yeah, you can see, I mean, Volibear, good damage, but obviously the majority of it is magic here. Gonna win this fight, and Neko actually wins the other fight, so now we're in a kind of funny spot here where there's 2 people who you know, Neko or Kurum was looking like he was going to at least top 2 here, but there's a world now where Kurum doesn't even top 2. All right, once we find the Taric too, I think we kind of have to, you know, play for this guy. I wonder, yeah, I think this is perfect. Move the Declaw up here and then just put the other solo plate on the Taric. Solo plate one guy on the front line, one guy on the second row here. Yeah, I think this is perfect here. And once again, the double solo plate effect, as far as I understand, it does not, like, you don't get 2 solo plates if you put 1 plate on the or you don't get 2 solo plate effects if you put 2 on the same units. But if you spread them out here, you do. And yeah, I mean, this board is unbelievably tanky here. Going to take the win against Kurum, and Neko is going to lose to the clone. So it's an easy first here for Koala Esbelto. I mean, just beautifully played reroll game, really showing why this approach to the patch works, and showing off the perfect way to play this comp. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch for Metafy. All my links down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching as always.